Welcome to Weekly Digest, where we highlight the works of ministers of government as they push the administration's development agenda. 10 vulnerable households from Shiriri in Region 9 recently received the keys to their new homes, courtesy of the Hinterland Housing Program. The program is designed to provide a safe and stable environment for families like those in Shiriri. The recipients were elated when presented with their keys by the minister within the Ministry of Housing and Water, Susan Rodriguez, on Friday.
We have 100 homes that are under construction in Region 1 under the same Hinterland Housing Program, and we also have 120 houses that are under construction here in Region 9. So that makes up the entire program for this year. So we will be looking next year to expand this program and to see where the need is, where the gap is.
Also, 5 additional families from Lethem in Region 9 received the keys to their new homes at Culford City. The homes were funded through the Lethem Housing Support Program.
The housing program alone has a major impact on ensuring that people are employed, that people are helping in manufacturing the products that are used here, including the timber as well. We procure that from the region. So no materials that are used on these homes are imported into the region.
Some 96% of the residents in Quarry in central Rupununi now have a reliable supply of potable water. Another water supply system with a price tag of $24 million was commissioned on Friday. A new water supply system was also commissioned in Kwaiko Village in Region 9. Minister Rodriguez said the system will supply potable water to 98% of residents.
100 new wells have been drilled in the hinterland regions from 2020 to now. Completed. Those are the projects that are completed. And we have projects that are still in progress now. Before the end of the year, maybe another 30 wells will be completed before the end of 2024. And by the time we have finished those wells that are still to be completed before the end of this year, we will receive over 90% coverage in hinterland water. So it's a major, major accomplishment.
The first 1,000 house lots were allocated at the new Molson Creek housing scheme in Region 6 last Friday. This is the first step for owners to begin constructing their dream homes. The distribution was led by Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell at the ministry's Dream Realized Housing Drive.
For those persons here, Molson Creek is expected to be a hub for future development.
As part of the government's promise to provide financial assistance to prospective homeowners, the Ministry of Housing and Water distributed another 30 steel and cement housing subsidies to residents in Region 6. Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell was present for the handing over of the vouchers in Criviton.
I want to say to you that your government is working hard to ensure that everyone has access to basic services in the other sectors, and equally important is housing and your future.
20 Londoners were hired under the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development County Implementation Plan (CIP) program to boost cleaning and maintenance work in the mining town. These new workers will collaborate with the Ministry of Public Works' existing 10 core workers as part of the government's effort to mitigate flooding in the region.
Rather than working as 2 different groups, core here and SIP there, to ensure we have the necessary impact and we can get things done quickly, core and SIP will be working together, so we'll have 30 persons together at any given time executing work.
A sum of $1.39 billion in contracts was awarded to 48 small contractors from the island of Wakenham. This is part of the government's ongoing community road improvement project.
The one Guyana that we're talking about is when you wake up and you look through your window, or you go to the Essequibo Coast, or you go to Region 1 or 8 or 9, you'll be able to see the same wow because development is taking place across every part of Guyana.
Guyana's agricultural food system is about to welcome 87 new trained graduates from the Guyana School of Agriculture.
You are the future of agriculture in Guyana, and your contributions will be key to ensuring that our agriculture sector thrives and continues to be a source of food security, employment, and economic growth for our nation.
After 6 years of waiting for payment, 19 rice millers finally received $1.5 billion owed by the Panamanian government. The farmers supplied 9,000 tons of rice to Panama in 2018, but were never paid.
We give them an undertaking that as long as the principal is paid and the millers are paid, then we will ensure that we withdraw that arbitration. And I believe an agreement was signed after that, and we have the money was paid in to the account of GRDB, the full principal. And I'm hoping that some of the millers, it was very unfortunate that some of you all had to come out of business.
The Ministry of Agriculture's Pesticides and Toxic Chemicals Control Board, PTCCB, commissioned a new administrative building at Monrepo in Region 4. The $115 million building will streamline the mandate of the Pesticide Board. The agency's top priority is safely managing pesticides and toxic chemicals while protecting human health and the environment.
Government investment in one of the most important sectors in our country, or if not the most important sector, a sector that is responsible for food production. And without this sector, we cannot be food secure.
A spanking new Industrial Technology and Home Economics Department was commissioned at Queen's College on Tuesday afternoon. Government invested a whopping $180 million into the facility. During the commissioning, Minister of Education Priya Manik-Chand emphasized that academic qualifications must be accompanied by technical skills.
We're also looking at a country that needs skilled people, a country where we need labor force that can look after the needs of Guyana.
The government of Guyana is building a robust and modern healthcare system that supports nurses. Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips emphasized this message on Tuesday evening. He was attending the 33rd Caribbean Nurses Organization Biennial Conference at the Police Officers' Mess Eve Larry.
For nurses to be truly empowered to drive healthcare forward, you need the right tools, support, and environment. And it is here that the role of government becomes crucial. As governments, we have a moral and ethical responsibility to ensure that our healthcare workers are adequately supported.
Guyana has reaffirmed its unwavering support for the United Nations commitment to global peace and sustainable development. Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips made this endorsement during an event marking the founding of the United Nations on Thursday.
The beacon of hope, which the UN symbolizes, has no match among international organizations, nor can any other equal its convenient power around issues of global concern.
The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security has invested some $5 million in the Spectacle Distribution Program for Region 6 alone. This program continued on Wednesday as several residents received their spectacles. The distribution was overseen by Subject Minister Dr. Vindya Prasad.
The intention behind all of this governmental investment is to make sure people have a better quality of life. You know, our government is making sure that we look at health care, welfare, well-being, and this ministry is one that is looking especially at many groups, like our seniors.
This has brought us to the end of this edition of Weekly Digest. For these and other government-related stories, do log on to our website at www.dpi.gov.ui and our social media platforms as well. Goodbye.